In northern Gaza, families are fleeing what is left of their homes. The United Nations says that the Israeli military is subjecting an entire population to bombing, siege, and risk of starvation.
They told us to leave immediately. We have nothing else to lose. We lost our children. We lost everything.
Further south, where conditions are somewhat better, humanitarian aid is not enough to feed the people. They are malnourished, increasingly sick, and soon many could also face starvation. Yet the United Nations Agency for Palestinian Refugees, or UNRWA, the main provider of humanitarian aid in Gaza, may soon be ousted from the Strip. A law recently approved by Israel's parliament would bar UNRWA from operating in Israel, which controls all access to Gaza, while another curtails the agency's activities inside the Gaza Strip. The laws are expected to go into effect starting in late January.
First, we hope that the active parties in the international community will intervene and prevent this disaster if there is a possibility of the UNRWA's end in Gaza. It is the only party now that is providing aid to all Palestinians, to 2 million displaced people.
The international community has widely objected to the laws, with UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres saying it would be a catastrophe in what is already an unmitigated disaster. But Israel alleges that more than 10% of the UNRWA staff in Gaza has ties to Hamas, and that 12 employees participated in the October 7, 2023 attacks that the group led, in which 1,200 Israelis were killed and more than 250 people were taken hostage. UNRWA has fired 9 employees in response to these allegations. Agency officials say they have seen no evidence to support Israel's claim that more than 1,400 other staff members have ties to Hamas. To people in Gaza, the potential loss of UNRWA is unthinkable.
A ban on UNRWA would mean no care for refugees, and not only the refugees who left their villages and cities in the past, but all of Palestine. So if the United Nations and UNRWA is banned, it means the international community has abandoned the Palestinian cause.
She says besides food and health care, UNRWA provides education. Gaza has long suffered from isolation, war, and other violence. But Palestinians still have one of the world's highest literacy rates, a status that is already in jeopardy as Gaza's children spend a second year without school. UNRWA officials say operations to provide food and other life-saving care are already compromised. They say there are trucks outside of Gaza loaded with food that could feed the Strip for months, but are not allowed to cross the border. Israel says the main reason food aid is not reaching people is failed distribution systems. UNRWA says the aid that gets in is hard to distribute amid ongoing battles, bombings, and looting.
We are living as refugees. We are always worried about finding clean drinking water. We are living in sand and rubble. We live with sand, insects, and other strange creatures.
Israel says other organizations and UN agencies can take up the work of UNRWA. But the UN says it would be impossible to replace the complex systems on the ground, including the 13,000 local UNRWA staff in Gaza during wartime. With Nadal Hamdouna, Amjad Tantesh, and Anas Tantesh in Khan Yunis, Gaza, Heather Murdock, VOA News.